If you want to see how I took this living room from drab to fab, stay tuned because we are starting off on day one. This is move-in day, and as you can see, clutter is everywhere. And guess who's not embarrassed? Me, because this is what moving in looks like. So I'm not going to come here and give you guys some sort of made up, organized version of a move in. It was ish everywhere, and I do not care because I know that this is not the way that we will be living on a daily basis. No need to worry about calling hoarders because we're going to get this together and we're going to do it pretty quick. So stay tuned because I want you guys to see how everything unfolded. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is to attack our feature wall. Now, initially I was going to do a combination of molding and wallpaper and sort of create this vignette on the back wall. But after moving in and seeing how much stuff I already had, the last thing I wanted to do was A, figure out a place to store the things I already had, and B, also have to purchase new things. So at that point, I decided to revamp my design process, and we're going to use the things that we already have. Alright, so let's take a look at the wall in its original condition. Now, this is before we hung a single picture on the wall. Now, keep in mind, I'm using things that I already have, so you'll see that most of the images are black and white, silver, what have you. Which, since we have an orange sectional, wouldn't have been the colors I would have chosen if I were actually shopping for things and not repurposing things. In a perfect world, I would have had gold accents, but that's not what we have. We have black, white, and silver, and so we're going to try to figure out how we can make this work because I do not want to purchase more things. I don't want to have more clutter. It's enough stuff, so we're going to use these pictures and just see how it turns out. And worst case scenario, if we try it and we don't like it, we can go out and buy new things. So in this unit, we have 9-foot ceilings, and the wall has to be probably about maybe 20 feet or so. So we wanted to take advantage of both that vertical space and also the horizontal space and show exactly how expansive this wall was. And that's why we're taking the pictures up almost to the ceiling line, but not quite, and almost to each corner, but not quite. Okay, so don't worry, you're about to see the gallery wall completed in just a second. But before we do that, let's go ahead and get this furniture open. Take a look at this beautiful orange color. Now, I know a lot of you are probably a little bit off-put by the color orange, but I was just really determined to choose a bold color in this unit. I did not want to choose anything safe, i.e. a cream, an off-white, a beige, a brown, a black, a gray. None of those colors were options for me. I wanted something that had punch, and when I saw this orange sectional, I absolutely fell in love. Now, I initially saw this sectional on Wayfair, and the price fluctuations, it initially started off at $17.50, then it went to $19, then it went to $2,500. So just be aware, if you are considering buying things on the Wayfair platform, and most platforms these days, the market will determine the price. So if you see a good price, buy it when you can. I was delayed in purchasing it because I wanted to sort of time it with my move and have it delivered to my new place. So that's why I sort of waited around. Okay, so I know you guys are nosy and you want to see what it looks like, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what the finished, well, semi-finished product, because there are a couple of other things that I am going to add here, but let's take a step back and I'm going to show you guys how I styled this orange furniture, which isn't really coming across, it's looking a bit washed out on film, but it's really, really orange in person, so here we go. Now, I do have the blinds open, okay, that's better. This is what it looks like more in person. So this is how I styled it. Let me show you the gallery wall. You can see that we do have some hints of orange back there. Have our vase. We have our coffee table. We do not have a rug because the rug that I want is not currently available, so I'm waiting for that to come in stock, and I didn't want to just order a substitute rug because I wanted to get what I wanted. Okay, now the rug is cream, okay? And I'm going to pop it in here so you guys can see what the rug looks like and see why I chose this particular rug because I think that it's going to really make sense in this space. So my thought process for my gallery wall was see yourself going places. So we have different geographic locations, different culture, and so then there's a mirror so you can see yourself going places and not being stuck in the same place all the time. And for me, as I said before, it feels like a swanky hotel or a cigar lounge. Let me step back a little bit so you guys can get a better view of it in its entirety. Isn't that pretty? I'm trying not to show you guys the rest of the chaos. Yes, there are boxes right here. But that's none of your business. But anyhow, I'm very, very pleased with how it turned out. I absolutely love it. Again, I got this furniture from House Furniture. It is the double chase U-shaped sectional. I got it in a burnt orange color. Absolutely beautiful furniture. I'm going to come to you guys and talk a little bit about the construction of it because I did have some issues with there not being a hole for one of the legs, so that was a problem. And also one of the beams in the frame was broken, but they took very good care of me. They gave me 25% off of the furniture for that beam being broken. And I don't really feel it in the sofa itself, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. But they gave me 25% off. So this furniture that was originally $1,500, I really got for $1,100. Stop. Stop, okay? Isn't that pretty? So listen, so if you're afraid of color, okay, like a lot of us are, and you're stuck doing brown, orange, and I'm sorry, not brown, not orange, but you're stuck doing brown and cream and beige and white and off-white and gray and black. You know, take a step out on faith, on fashion faith, okay? And just believe in yourself. Okay, so now I want to show you guys what it looks like at night without that natural light flooding into the room. You can see that the colors are a lot richer. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned this. One of my concerns with doing orange with black, white, and silver was that it would come across as very Halloween-esque. I'm happy to say that it did not, right? So at least it doesn't appear very Halloween-y to me. Now, the pillows on the sofa, I have black and silver as accents. I'm not sure I'm going to keep those. I'm going to choose either one or the other, but I don't think I'm necessarily going to choose both. It was just me just sort of trying it out just to see whether I like the color story or not, whether or not it made sense on the sofa. In addition to that, you can also see that there is a cocktail table or coffee table in the center, which is really pretty tight in the sofa, so it's really just for aesthetic purposes. That probably won't be staying either. So I am aware of those things in terms of the functionality of the living room, but I just thought it looked pretty, so it's there. And besides, I don't want anyone sitting on the sofa anyway, so that coffee table can act as a deterrent for people actually trying to make their way to my sofa. I have bar stools in my kitchen. Feel free to have a seat there and just look at the living room, okay? Because it's just for beauty, not for function. You feel free to leave your comments below, but keep your criticisms to yourself, okay? Unless they're constructive. So here we have the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I absolutely loved how everything turned out. Again, they also have the sectional in green. And so if you like what you see, head on over to House Furniture and pick one up for yourself.